Hello everyone, welcome to my channel RPS Studios. So, thanks for subscribers and the viewers. So, when I upload the videos, so some are watching my videos, and thank you so much for them. And the video length is small when there are more views, then video length is more when the views are less. So the video length is depends on the concept or the topic. So for every concept it is unable to make the video for a very short period of time, means less than 10 minutes. Some cases require 40 or 50 minutes of time also. Whatever. So please watch the videos regularly and watch the videos accordingly the concept or the topic which is going in your school. Thanks for subscribing again. So please ask your friends or the relatives who are reading class 10. Then share my channel to them and ask them watch the videos regularly. And if they like, then ask them subscribe my channel. So thank you. Let's start our session today. Right? Today we are going to discuss the last concept of the chapter, corrosion. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Then already we discussed how to extract metals from their respective ores by different methods, by the chemical and by the physical processes. We have to extract the metals from their respective ores and also we purify them. Then coming to today our topic, corrosion. As we know, corrosion is the playing some vital role in our day-to-day life, especially regarding to the metals. So, if a metal is reactive, the surface may be attacked slowly by the air and water, nothing but the water vapor or the moisture or the humidity in the atmosphere. The metal reacts with the oxygen of air and water vapor of air, forming compounds its surfaces. The compounds formed on the surface of the metal are usually porous and gradually fall off from the surface of the metal, and the metal underneath is attacked by the air and water. This process goes on and on. In this way, the action of air and water gradually heats up the whole metal. At some places, especially industrial areas, there are some nasty gases in the air which mix with the rainwater and to form chemicals such as acids. These acids also attack the surface of metals and heat up them slowly. So, means when we place the metals outside like iron, so over the period of time we observed that a brownish layer is formed on it. A brown layer is formed on it. So observe this key. We are able to see some layer is formed on the gap on the surface of the key. So the reason is corrosion. So let us understand what the meaning of corrosion. So the heating up of metals by the action of air, moisture or a chemical such as an acid on their surface is called corrosion. It's called as corrosion. Then best example, we are facing rusting of iron. So the corrosion of iron is called rusting. The corrosion of iron is called rusting. So corrosion of iron is a continuous process which ultimately eats up the whole iron object. Ultimately eats up the whole iron object. So iron is low reactive, means of some medium reactive metal. These medium reactive metals are highly reactive metals. They are ready to react with the oxygen and moisture present in the atmosphere, and they corrode. So next, while other metals are to corrode, iron metal is said to be rust. In fact, most of the example of corrosion which we come across in our day-to-day life are to the rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is actually the most troublesome and damaging form of corrosion, and it causes lots of damage to the industries and for the business also. Commercially, it is very bad thing. The rusting of iron. So rusting of iron. So when iron object is left in damp air, nothing but air plus water for a considerable time, over a period of time, it's get covered with a red brownish layer or a flaky substance is formed on the surface called rust. So this is called rusting of iron. So in case of iron, so when iron reacts with the oxygen present in the atmosphere in the presence of moisture or the humidity, a little bit percentage of carbon dioxide also will be required. So it forms Fe2O3 dot H2O. So this is the rust. So iron oxide. So iron 3 oxide. So ferric oxide. Or simply you can write iron 3 oxide. XH2O. So to form hydrated iron oxide. Hydrated iron oxide is called as the rust, and its formula is Fe2O3.XH2O. So here X is the number of water molecules present, the number of water vapor or moisture or reacts with the iron, which is not fixed. Rust is a red-brown color. We have all seen an iron nails, screws, pipes, railing covered with red-brown rust are here and there. It is not only the iron which rust, even the steel rust on being exposed to damp air, but still rust less readily than the iron. Not only the iron objects, in steel objects also. Steel objects also get rusted, but not like iron. So it takes long period of time. So this is about the corrosion and rusting of iron. Then coming to the next topic, conditions necessary for corrosion of metals corrode under some specified conditions. So let us discuss the conditions necessary necessary for corrosion of metals. Conditions necessary for corrosion. So, or rusting of iron. So, let's understand what are the conditions are required for corrosion. Rusting of iron or corrosion needs both air and water. Thus, two conditions are required. One is presence of air. Presence of air. Then presence of water. Presence of air and presence of water are we can say that moisture. We can say that moisture and air or oxygen. So these are the two conditions. These are the two conditions are necessary for rusting of iron for corrosion. So the damp air alone supplies both the things air and water required for the rusting of iron. So again, ordinary water has also some air dissolved in it. So ordinary water alone supplies both the things and water needed for the rust. Damp air. Wet air or damp air, so provides two conditions for rusting of iron. One is oxygen as well the moisture. Similarly, even the ordinary water, because of the ordinary water some gases are dissolved. So even the ordinary water also provide the two conditions for rusting of iron. So how do we understand these conditions are necessary for corrosion or rusting of iron? So with a simple experiment you should understand. So air and moisture both are the necessary conditions for corrosion. For that we have three test tubes. The required materials are take three test tubes. Take three test tubes. So what are the required materials are required? So three test tubes are the boiling tubes. Iron piece or iron nail. Then water. Calcium chloride. Calcium chloride, then boiled water, damp air and rubber corks. Three rubber corks are required. So we should consider as test tube A, then B and C. Test tube A is A, B and C. So let's understand how this reaction is going on. Right. So in the first step tube containing iron. So take iron nail in the three test tubes. So take iron nail in the three test tubes. In a first test tube, and we have to take anhydrous. So this is iron nail and this is anhydrous calcium chloride. So anhydrous calcium chloride. The significance of this anhydrous calcium chloride is it absorbs the moisture and should close with the rubber. So rubber. Then in a second boiling question, so take iron and take piece of iron nail and and in a second test tube B. In a second test tube B. So here we have take the neigh and boiling water and boiling water. So close with the then third one take iron neigh and normal water, drinking water and drinking water. So let's take iron neigh and water then close it with the rubber, close with the rubber cup. And in the second test tube we need to take some oil also. We need to take some oil. So this is the oil and liquid oil. So these are the three arrangements. This is the arrangements or experiment setup of to show that air and moisture are the two necessary conditions for rusting of iron. Take three test tubes: iron neigh, water, anhydrous calcium chloride, and rubber box oil. So take three test tubes in a one boiling in a test. Take iron naighs and keep in the three test tubes, and in a test tube A we have to add anhydrous calcium chloride and close with the rubber. Then second test tube iron neigh, boiling water and oil. So then third beaker iron nail and water. Iron nail and water or damp air. Iron nail or damp. So here this space is available. Here we have to know damp air. So oil. So here there is no air present. If dry air. So no, instead of no air, you can say that dry air, because so the moisture is absorbed by the calcium chloride, anhydrous calcium chloride. First test tube only A. So here we need to find the test tube A. In a test tube A only air is present. So in test tube B only water, and see both damp air and water. Only water. See, observe that in this so on third beaker we have to observe some layer is formed. So for a better understanding, so for this third one I have taken the white color. Then so a brownish layer is formed. On the iron nail, which is placed in a second boiling test tube. Third boiling test tube. So some layer, a reddish brown layer is formed in a third beaker. So such no layer is found in test tube A and in test tube B, because here only air is present, no moisture, no water. So here only water present, no air. So when we add the oil to the water or the boiling water, so the air stop the supply of air to the iron lead. So no rust. Then in case of beaker 3, in case of test tube C, so a brownish layer is formed on the iron lead because of damp air and the water. Means water, nothing but the moisture is present and air also present. Presence of water and moisture or moisture, presence of air, both are present, both are available for iron lead. So iron lead get rusted. Iron lead is get rusted. So from this experiment, we can conclude that there are two conditions are required. There are two necessary conditions are required for rusting of iron or for corrosion. They are presence of air, presence of water or the moisture. Presence of air and presence of moisture or the rust. So this is about the rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. Similarly, after discussion of corrosion of aluminium and corrosion of silver, then we will discuss the methods used to prevent the rusting or corrosion. So I hope you understood the corrosion and rusting of iron, necessary conditions for rusting of iron. Right? So let's continue after a few minutes. Rusting of iron, rusting of aluminium, corrosion of aluminium, corrosion of silver. Then after we discuss some methods reducing for prevent corrosion.